AEW Dynamite kicked off this week with Mercedes Mone first big promo segment. It went about 10 minutes long. And I want to know right now what y'all thought about this promo. Did she deliver in this first promo, or does she still have more work to do on this mic?
Brian, man, what do you think? What do you think?
Oh, man. So when talking about Mercedes Mone, I don't know, man. I just don't think that the promos are really hitting. I'm not going to lie, man. I like Mercedes, but I don't know. I don't want y'all to hate me, but they just not hitting right now. I just feel when she gets in the ring, she talks about the same thing, and that's just where I'm at. I'm just at a disconnect.
Yeah, I
You know
think.
what?
Yeah, go ahead, Kenny.
I just want to say you can't say that because Cody Rhodes gets in the ring every week and talks about the same thing.
Bro, we're not doing this today. We're not doing this today.
Um, this week it was actually okay. I'm not saying it was anything like groundbreaking, but at the very least, she got serious against Willow Nightingale. Like, okay, we're on business now. They shook hands. I wish they didn't. I wish they slapped each other. Oh, with Chris Sadlander, I think they shook hands. But like, I want her to get serious, just like I was telling Cody to get serious. You know what I mean? Like, it's cool. I would even prefer her to not be like, oh, I'm so glad to be here. This is my dream. I love this. No, even the first week, say, we're on business. I'm putting anybody who steps up to me down. And then maybe in a backstage segment, you can say, like, you know what? I'm happy to be here. So I want this rivalry with Willow right there to heat up now. I want things to get crazier because you know what? Willow, she is kind of like okay-ish to me. She does good stuff sometimes, and she has potential with this feud. So I think they can do something good. They also have a story of Sasha Banks or Mercedes Mone being injured because of her. So you know what? I don't hate this. I will see where this goes. But so far, it's been finicky.
Yeah, I don't hate it either. You know what? This is really the first week where they're really getting into the thick of it. Speaking of Willow Nightingale, but they all were in that ring, and Sasha Banks, gotta get out of that. Mercedes Mone, as she called herself tonight, she came in there, and I'm usually hard on her when it comes to her promos, but I think they were actually okay. I think tonight she was okay in that long 10-minute segment they gave her. She didn't come off like she was nervous or like she didn't know where she was. She felt like she commanded attention and she was in that ring doing her thing. Now, with the Willow Nightingale thing, when she came in there and she had the chair after Julia Hart and Sky Blue came and jumped in the ring, I thought that was interesting that they actually started the story here because it looked like they were just going to leave it with the Julia Hart and Sky Blue stuff, but then they went and spun it off back to Willow and Sasha Banks, who Mercedes Mone, y'all. It's going to take a minute, but we know that that's the feud they're going with. So I think it's interesting where they went with it, and then we saw them again later on in the night. So I don't think it was bad at all.
Yeah, I must agree. One thing I did notice was it looks like this thing is going to kickstart where Mercedes taking the title off of Julia. Thought it was going to be Toni Storm that was going to take that L. But I think Julia is going to take it. They're showing them too much together, man. So I think Mercedes is going to take it off Julia, and then we're going to get Willow Nightingale versus Mercedes Mone. And we're just going to go from there.
But look,
I know I keep saying Sasha Banks, but you got to say it right. She said Mercedes Mone. She made sure
JR.
Money. Does that sound better? Money.
You were going to say something, kiddo?
It's funny, like in the beginning of AEW, we would get on JR for saying, Brian or Daniel Bryan instead of Brian Danielson and stuff like that. But now there's been so many name switches that it's tough to keep up. Adam Copeland, we probably call him Edge in this or in some video too. But one thing that I'm most excited about is when we were watching it, we talked about Mercedes kind of ruffling some feathers in backstage. So I want to see where that's going to lead, right? Because let's be honest, some of the most interesting stuff ever from AEW always comes out of backstage drama. Let's put it lightly like that. So I'm excited to see what happens with that too. We're, like you said, Kenny, we're just beginning. Let's see 2 months later if we have a backstage fight.
I'm not gonna lie though, bro. That theme song is fire. CEO. Yeah, that's fire. That's some good stuff right there, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Hopefully that doesn't spill off on TV with the women being mad that she's getting paid more than them. It looked pretty good tonight. Julia Hart and Sky.
Let's keep it a buck.
You said what?
Whose fault is that? Like, how are you mad at somebody getting the bag? She worked for that.
Yeah, I won't say it's anybody's fault, but they said their argument was we were in here putting blood and sweat and tears into AEW. Now she comes in and we're not even getting paid 10% of what she's getting. So I understand it. You look at what Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa did for the women's division, and you know what? Like you said, it's not Mercedes' fault that she's getting that bag. They just got to keep grinding because she's been doing it for so much longer.
It's show business. Like I can't argue with that point of view. I mean, in normal circumstances, Mercedes Mone is supposed to bring in the views. That's not really happening, but we'll move on. This is an explosive topic.
Hey, it's the second week. We'll see. She's going to bring in the views this week. You got to pay attention. She wasn't advertised last week. That's why she didn't get them. But everybody was saying y'all guys wanted her to jump right in there and take the belt off of Toni Storm. So how do y'all feel that she's going in there starting pretty much at the bottom with Willow Nightingale, even though, Julia Hart is in the mix there? I don't see her taking that TBS championship just because how do you get it off of her to get her in the picture for the women's championship? How do y'all feel about where she's slotted on the card right now coming in?
I think it's good. I think if they can find like another good opponent that doesn't involve the championship for Mercedes, that'd be good. But obviously don't keep her away for months and months, like just a couple months, maybe that's it. And then get her into that championship picture. And it'd be cooler if she didn't go after Sasha Banks, but not Sasha Banks, Toni Storm. Because like Toni is doing her own thing and she's very successful with it. It would suck for the TBS champion, but let's be honest, like she herself is cool. I can't remember her name. My apologies. Can you remind me? Julia Hart. There you go. Julia Hart. Like Julia Hart is cool in the ring. She's improving week by week. Learning. But she doesn't have a story, right? Or she doesn't have this one thing like Toni does, like a great gimmick. So, getting Sasha Banks to take that title would mean we have like two cool things in the women's division going on.
Gonna elevate it.
Yeah.
I mean, the title was good.
I'm okay. Yeah.
If you think about it, Jade Cargill, she did a lot for that title. Chris Statlander kind of cooled it off. But Julia Hart, it's like she was really hot. Like she was doing her thing. And then I think she got injured. I'll say that. I won't say they kind of didn't spotlight her, which they really didn't because they put her on Collision. And Dynamite is their big stage, no matter what you want to think. Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see where it goes. I think the belt would definitely be elevated if they put it on Mercedes Mone, but money. But I don't know. We'll see where it goes from here. I just don't want them to take it from Julia Hart.
Yeah.
Anybody else got anything else to say about these ladies before we go ahead and move it on?
Nah, let's go on ahead and get it moving, my boy.